What's up, YouTube? What's going on? This video is going to be a little different than my normal videos. Most of my content is generally around sneakers, but I've done some other stuff in the past. And today is going to be something like the other stuff in the past. Today is going to be 5 things I learned in 2018. Number 1, listen to my body. I have a bad tendency to continue to push through pain, continue to push through mental stuff. I know a lot of that is looked at as like strength. Like people have a tendency to look at themselves as like, okay, I'm being strong because I'm pushing through this because I'm not listening to my body. The reality is that pushing through the pain ended up causing me to have surgery. It cost me a whole bunch of downtime. It cost me having to go back on pain medication, which leads to physical addiction, which is inherently problematic. I mean, if you know about me, you know that I've struggled with addiction and alcoholism in the past, and ignoring my body has put me directly in the path of my addiction. Now, I have methods and things in place that keep me from, you know, abusing medication or, you know, sinking back into the trap, which is full-on addiction, full-blown addiction. Like, my body is physically addicted to pain medication, but I take it as prescribed, and I'm slowly weaning myself off it. Full-blown addiction for me is taking it at, you know, ridiculous amounts and seeking more and wanting to buy more. But I've gotten, people have told me several times, hey, chill out, man, give your body a break, slow down, give your body a rest, yada, 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 and I ignore them. Maally Mall, whose link is in the description down below, you can find his YouTube and his Instagram, has told me several times in 2017 when we did the sneaker contour, you know, you've got to calm down, and I never listened. And it cost me heavily in 2018. I probably spent the last 6 months of 2018 either in a wheelchair, on bed rest, or learning to walk again. These are problems. These are things that I have to do better. Number 2, be a better friend. What I mean by that isn't like, you know, I need to, you know, go out of my way more. I need to do this more. I need to do that more for that one friend. I had this thing about isolation. I cut myself off from everyone. I dig into my hole in my room, and I am really only being a parent. Not being an active parent, just being a parent. Like, I'm involved in my children's life. I take my daughter to cheer. I play video games with my son. I do the things that I'm supposed to do. But when it comes to being a friend, I lack. Being a friend isn't just, you know, being there when a person needs you or needs something. It's also answering the phone, shooting back a text message, stuff that I take for granted. I'll call them back. I'll reach back out to them. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. At some point, it's no longer fine, and they're not going to call anymore. So if you're isolating, you're not alone. It may feel good to be alone at first, but then it becomes so familiar that you start to shut out the people in your life that honestly care about you, and that's a problem. And I highly recommend not doing that at all. I don't know what that. And while we're on the topic of friends, this brings me to number 3. I can't be everyone's friend. There's something about me, I'm being really open and honest here. I want everyone to like me, right? I feel like it's childish, it's whatever, but that's my reality is. I want everyone to like me, and I can have a ton of friends, right? But one person doesn't like me, and then I can't see or hear anything else. Why don't they like me? What is it about me that it has nothing to do with me. I'm just not everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. You know, it's not a shot at my character because they're not my friend, or because they don't like me. You know, it's okay if we have differences, and that's something that I learned in 2018, especially toward the end of it, right? Was that I don't have to be everybody's friend, and that's okay. I don't have to have the approval of everyone, and that's okay. I had this idea in my head that I needed the approval of everyone in my life, whether it was on the sneaker community on Instagram, whether it's here on YouTube, whether it's in my life, whether it was in my recovery community. I sought the approval of everyone, and it's exhausting. And ultimately what ends up happening is you have a bunch of acquaintances and hardly any friends. And that was a hard lesson for me at 37. I'm sure there are people that are like, oh, you should know this already, or, you know, this is whack, you should already know that, la la la. I inherently want to believe that everyone can be friends for some reason. It's okay to not be somebody's friend. It's okay if y'all just aren't cut for each other. And that's something else I learned in 2018. Number 4, what I think matters usually doesn't. I will go out of my way because I think this one particular thing needs to be done for this person or for this thing or for whatever. And then in the end, I missed the mark. And that's because it's not the thing that mattered. What mattered was the time spent with the person or the action taken. You know, I get so wrapped up in my head about what I think matters that I can miss the mark so bad when it comes to what truly matters. For instance, with my daughter. My daughter's a competition cheerleader. She had surgery on her arm and set her back a year. And I got her back out on the floor as quickly as possible. As soon as the doctor said, okay, you're good to go, I got her out there, it was good to go, and her confidence wasn't there. And I thought what she needed was a strong hand. You gotta get out there, you gotta do this. It's, you know, that tough love kind of coaching kind of thing. When what she needed was to be loved and accepted for whatever she does. I can miss the mark because I zone in on what matters for me, and I don't always zone in on what matters to the object that I'm trying to better. Now, this makes sense in my head. It may not make sense in yours, but, you know, half the time, what I spend my time worried about, concerned about, stressing about, is not even the real problem. I've gotten so mad at people, and especially at the end of the year, and my reality was, deep down when I stopped, took a look at who I was and what I was doing and what my behavior was doing, was I was afraid of the perceptions of other people. Does everybody think like this about me? Blah, 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 blah. I was so wrapped up in the perceptions of others that what really mattered was that I don't think what they said is true, and so it doesn't matter. And I gave it life by breathing into it, right? So what really mattered is I think Instagram is fun. I like taking pictures. I like doing these things, right? What I got wrapped up into, or what I thought mattered, was the perceptions of others. People's perceptions of me don't matter. They've never mattered. And I can inflate them to make it seem like they do. And that's never the reality. Number 5, don't forget to enjoy the journey. So using my daughter as an example again, I forgot to sit back and watch my daughter jump back into cheer. What a cool experience that is. I was so wrapped up in, is she gonna get her back, or double back handspring? Is she gonna get back to doing her tuck? Is she gonna get back to doing these things? Is this, without just looking at the fact that she fought her way back from a surgery. My son is doing extremely well. He struggled with some behavior issues in early youth. I mean, he's still pretty young, but he was smaller. And when he messes up sometimes, I lose sight of where he came from and discipline on his behavior that he's doing currently, when I seem to forget the journey that he has done, that he has made. He is not the same kid from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Like, he has grown into this amazing young man that I couldn't be more proud of. This YouTube channel is another thing. I got so wrapped up in views and whatever, that I forgot that it's fun to make these videos. And the fun part is the filming, the editing, the thought process behind it. Like, those are the things that truly matter. The journey is such an enriching part of any task, of anything that you do. Don't forget to look at where you're at. So those are my top 5 things I learned from 2018. You know, if anybody ever says, oh no, you should know that already or whatever, you know, life is all about learning. I'm not gonna sit there and pretend that I know it all. I'm still growing. I'm 37 years old and I love it. I love life. And that's fun to say because there were times in 2018 when I wasn't. And I didn't love life and I wasn't 100% sure that I wanted to stay around. So, just a little tidbit in my mind. I hope you enjoy these kind of videos. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea. It's not about sneakers, and that's what got me any type of following whatsoever. But it's just something I wanted to share. Leave a comment in the description or in the comment section down below. I hope y'all like these videos. If you have any, you know, constructive criticism or anything you want me to know, tell me. Until then, I'll see you tomorrow.